Hi everyone, I'm Madhumita Mantri, product lead at StarTree. StarTree is a fast-growing startup in Bay Area focused on real-time analytics space. Today, I'm here to talk about one of my passionate subject. It's called anomaly detection. And I'm going to share with you how these anomaly events are causing pain in everyone's life and how we can unlock actionable insights from these anomalous events. So let's look at what is anomalous events. As you can see in this picture, there are spikes, there are drops, and we can see clearly some of the anomalous events here. So why do we care about these anomalous events? Well, first, we need to reduce risk by monitoring some of the potential areas of risk. And once we do that, we want to unlock actionable insights to make informed decision when something goes wrong. So how can we unlock actionable insights? Well, first thing we have to do to monitor KPIs, those are the key performance indicators that tell us what are the risk areas we would like to monitor. Second, we would like to identify those anomalies proactively. And third, find the impact to the users. And those are the insights we would like to learn and use those insights to make informed decisions. Let's talk about a real life example. As you can see in the slide, the CEO of the company, middle of the night, wakes up with this email that has alerted him about something really went down, and it's guest invites and warm signups. Guess what? This used to happen way back in couple of years at LinkedIn, where the CEO of the company was waking up middle of the night and worried about something really went wrong, and he wanted to know the answer why it went wrong so he can do some informed decisions about it. And he used to pull a group of people who would huddle in a room, and those people are no one but a group of data scientists, data engineers, SREs, and a lot of folks in the analyst team, business operations. They would go after finding what went wrong and why went wrong and how we can fix that. So I want to tell you what was going behind in that room, right? There were only handful of people who really know what exactly went wrong. And there were about 10 or 12 people who would know that issue, but it would take them at least a couple of hours to find that issue and what's going wrong. And even if it is a simple thing to find out, like as simple as if there is a holiday impact. And there's this whole group of people in at the company who are the decision makers, and they do not know anything about what's going wrong. And if you think these hundreds of people always reached out to this 3 or 10 people all asking for answers, and it used to be time taking that way. It costs a lot of money for the business this way because you're losing time and effort from your smart engineers, analysts who are working at the company just to find out what went wrong. This was an inspiration for the team at StarTree who were working at LinkedIn a couple of years back, and that was given birth to ThirdEye. ThirdEye was open source back then, and then the team took the ownership and formed StarTree. And now we have taken the ThirdEye to a different level and recently launched the community edition to help many, many users and people who are in this space and suffering in the same situation day in out. Instead of focusing on working on something really innovative, a lot of time being spent in answering these questions. And we wanted to help you all. So we launched this StarTree Community Edition, which is free for use. And now I will talk a little bit about StarTree ThirdEye and the community edition. And then I'll do a demo so that you can get an idea how to use it and use it to your benefit. And if you are facing these kind of problems, well, guess what? There's an end to it. So let's take a look. What is StarTree ThirdEye? StarTree ThirdEye, if I have to explain in one sentence, it helps fast track problem solving and improve decision making using those actionable insights that we can get from these anomalous events. And how it is doing this? Well, it is doing very smartly. It connects to the data source and it can be real time or offline. You can combine both and then figure out what do you want to monitor very quickly. Then second thing, it does smart detection. What I meant by smart detection is I'm sure you all might be familiar with multiple alerting system where you can provide min and max and then you identify an issue with your metric or outlier that is happening in your key performance indicators. Now, if there is some trend change happens or the min and max value changes, then guess what happens? You get alert fatigue. And sometimes you will spend hours and hours figuring out what went wrong, but it was actually a metric shift change. And that was not a good use of a time. And we heard all of that and we felt that pain. And StarTree has built this um, smart detection templates that uses anomaly detection algorithms and help you to detect anomalies as quickly as possible and with greater accuracy. You will see in my demo how it can help with the accuracy and how it is going to detect smartly those anomalous events. Now, what's the beauty of this part is if you are a developer or a data scientist or a data engineer who have tried using an anomaly detection software before or applying an algorithm, you know the pain. You have to prepare the data, create data pipelines. You have to also build detection pipelines and write algorithm and then do a whole lot of alert tuning, going back and forth. And it takes like sometimes months, weeks. I don't remember anybody took weeks to solve this problem. Definitely months. I can confidently say that. But guess what? With ThirdEye, you don't have to do any of that. You just come to ThirdEye, plug the template. You don't have to write it anything, not even build a detection pipeline. It's low code experience, and we are going towards no code very soon. And you can do everything. And that's why we are calling it smart detection. And you can also get notified through email, Slack, and webhook. Now, the third pillar that ThirdEye provides, that's where most of the beauty lies, is interactive root cause analysis. And guess what? How you can do that? Well, with the power of Apache Pinot, ThirdEye is built on top of Apache Pinot. And in any typical root cause analysis as an analyst or engineer or data scientist, you are looking at several dimensions to identify where it went wrong and why it went wrong so you can fix that issue. And ThirdEye puts that all of that information in a very nice looking UI, a heat map. You can see in the demo in a few, and you can identify the root cause as quickly as possible. You can do dimension drills, you can go to any level you want, and you don't hit any performance issues. It's really quick. And I'll tell you quickly why ThirdEye is special with this. So since it is built on StarTree Cloud Apache Pinot, which is a managed service, and we are giving it for free in the community edition, so you get all that package benefits. It helps you to identify an issue with reduced mean time to detect. And how that's possible? Well, any outlier detection, all you are doing is running aggregated queries, either sums, counts, aggregations, and you're doing it in real time at times, and you're doing for historical data at times. And with the power of Pinot, you can query those aggregated queries in sub-seconds. And it also does a great job in terms of thinking about the cost that you care about. So with the lower cost, you can get sub-seconds queries. The second thing I already covered, ready to use pre-configured templates, which are detection templates, and it covers a lot of statistical detection techniques. It does take care of about min max as well, like if you want to go with just simple threshold based, or you can also do mean variance and look at the trends and what's going wrong at your data, the seasonal trends and all. And we are a growing community right now, so come and join us and you will get all the good benefit. And we also give a nice, pretty looking UI, which is super easy to use and it's free in Community Edition. So let's talk about the personas that can be benefited using StarTree ThirdEye and the Community Edition. So these are the three different types of or groups of personas which are trying to solve different things for different people, but all in data, and they're trying to unlock the data potentials. The first group of people are the data producers, data engineers. If you are, some of you are data engineers who are watching this, then you should listen to this, that if in case you're bothered by monitoring operational metrics and you don't have a good way to diagnose them, then, well, you have an answer right now. The next group of people are the data consumers and the insights enablers. So these are the people who are discovering the data, trying to build the insights for the decision makers. And they are the one who is at the center, always getting questioned from both the ends if something goes wrong. And usually, the metrics that this group of people monitor are related to product, business, or system KPIs. Sometimes data quality is one of their biggest pain point. And guess what? Using ThirdEye, you could also solve many of these use cases and not worry about it as much if you're worrying about it now. The third one is the group of people, decision makers, who are always worried about the business performance, whether there's a spike or a drop in your sales revenue or sales orders, and you are worrying about what are the actionable insights that I can consider so that I can make informed decisions about my business growth or anything that I need to take care immediately to prevent any monetary losses for the business. In the real world, what happens today, the business folks, when they identify an issue, they talk to analysts talk to data engineers, and there's a lot of wait time. And with ThirdEye, that wait time is shrunk to seconds or minutes, sometimes very real time if you're ingesting your real time data and detecting outliers. Now, what are the use cases? I briefly touch base on the use cases. You can do data observability. You can improve product experience, data quality by monitoring the different risk areas, KPIs in these areas, and improve decision making ultimately. So the benefits of using StarTree ThirdEye, the community edition, which is there for you to explore. And one thing I forgot to tell you, that as users, if you are passionate developers and data scientists who want to explore and learn more and do a lot, well, we have given this sweet shoot to you that you can take, and it's source available, so you can be crazy, add your ideas, and you can enhance the experience. So we provide APIs for you to work with and build beautiful custom applications on top of it, and use all the power of ThirdEye and not worry about the operational overhead that otherwise you would care about, and also the reliability or accuracy challenges. So with that, it helps you to reduce risk, raise profits, because now you can do better decisions and quickly. And also developers, data scientists, engineers, you will have productivity gains, and now you don't have to spend a lot of time answering questions to your stakeholders or doing data operation stuff, and you can focus your energy and time in doing some really cool stuff, innovative products, building innovative products, and you can build a lot of data products on top of this, and you can still be challenged. Okay, great. With that, let's dive into this demo. So let's take a look at how StarTree ThirdEye Community Edition will look like. So once you install, you will land in a page like this, which has 3 tabs: alerts, anomalies, and configuration. Before I dive into each of these details, as a first time user, you might be interested in knowing, are there any documentation that I can quickly look at? Well, on the left nav bar, you can see there's a little icon called documentation. You can click that. You can either click that or right click and open a new tab, and it takes you to the ThirdEye documentation page. And here we have a nice video by Tim Borglin. He explains ThirdEye in a very simplistic terms and a great example out there. You can also look at how to get started. There's a quick start guide. Highly recommend if you're trying out first time. And the how-to guides, which will help you if you're stuck. You can always come back and look at those. And if you're an advanced developer interested in knowing concepts, we have nicely documented concepts by our engineers who have been working on this for a very long time. And we have some troubleshooting tips. We talk about what's available in Community Edition. So you can look at that, which meets most of your needs. We have kept your needs in mind. And and then you can get started with using ThirdEye. So I will switch back to the landing page, and the first thing I would like to show you, how would you configure. So when you're running an anomaly detection platform, the first thing you would like to consider is, what is the data source, how I can connect to the data source. Given it is built on top of Pinot, if you are an existing Pinot user, you already know how to configure a Pinot, or you may have all the necessary details. And for this demo purpose, we have already configured a Pinot source, so you can provide all the necessary details that are needed. In just few lines, you can change the zookeeper URL, controller host, and you are good to go. And if you are not an Apache Pinot user, then I would highly recommend to install the quick start guide I was showing you earlier. And you can always find that link here. And download our StarTree Community Edition, which also downloads the Pinot for you. And when you log in, you will see all of these already pre-configured, and you can play around with it swiftly. And if you want to change any of that, say you downloaded Community Edition and now you have your own Pinot instance, you want to change that, you can also do that. Either you can come and edit this, or you can create a new data source by clicking create data source and entering necessary details. When you configure the data source, that actually brings in all the data sets that are hosted in there. We have a flag that says auto onboard all your data sets, and you can do that during the data source creation. Now, if you don't want to bring in all your data sets and you want to bring only one or two, you can also do that. You can click on create data source, create onboard data set, and you can just enter the dataset name and the data source, and then you're good to go. So that's the dataset. Once you onboard your dataset and data source, which just takes few clicks if you are existing Pinot users, and or you have downloaded StarTree Community Edition, you don't have to do any of this. Then you can look at the metrics tab. It automatically pulls in all your metrics. You don't have to do anything here. The metrics are the columns that you have defined as metrics in the Pinot schema. Now the next tab is alert templates, and these are the smart detection template that I was talking about earlier. And these templates, as I talked, there's a bunch of template we have created already. If you are trying to do absolute rule or threshold based or seasonality detection, all of that, or mean variance, all those templates are pre-configured for you. You don't have to do anything. And I'll show you in a few how you can create an alert out of these templates in just few clicks. Now, the next step is the subscription groups, and this is quite interesting. So, once you start detecting anomalies from your alerts, you would like to be notified. And for that, we are giving email, Slack, and webhook. So, you can create subscription group, enter your schedule details, and we are improving this UI day by day. So in next few weeks you will see an UI where you don't have to type in all these things. You can just select and get going. You can select the alerts that you're interested in and configure your email, Slack, or webhook to get notified. So I'll go back and let's get started with the alert creation. So next step, once you configure all these, there's another thing I forgot to mention is events. This is a very flexible framework for you. So if you have holiday events or campaign events or code check-ins, any of those events, you can ingest to ThirdEye. And in fact, the community edition also comes with a Swagger UI, which is you can just hit the URL /swagger and you can see the bunch of APIs. And this is what I was talking earlier, that if you are an advanced developer wanted to build custom apps on top of this, you can use these APIs. So using these APIs, you can also ingest events in bulk. You can configure that, and you can bring in all your events so that you can correlate them during root cause analysis or diagnosis, and that will help you to identify your root cause sooner. And I'll show you in the demo also how that can be done. And if you just wanted to onboard one by one events, you can also do that from the UI by clicking on create event. So let me go, and now I will create an alert. So you can go in here, click create alert. And if you are an existing user of ThirdEye, already installed it and exploring it further, like for example, if you install the community edition, we also create some sample alerts for you. So you can click those sample alert, and you can scroll down and click on this three dots and hit duplicate alert, and you that way what it does is copies all the configuration for you, and you just change whatever minimum thing you needed. So for this I will just go with create alert button, the fresh alert creation. And first time you are creating, we have also done some interesting stuff for you here, and this is all free. It's available all in the free version, community edition. You can click on the example alert configuration. It will take you to some of the recipes that readily available. You can copy and paste them here and get started. And of course you have to change your dataset name, and you don't have to provide the time column and format that is used by Pino. It automatically detects that, but in case you want to change, you can do that. And then you can provide the aggregation function you would like to use, and the seasonality pattern, look back period, and a few of them. So I will paste an alert that I had pre-created, and I'll do that here now. And in case there are typos in your JSON, and then we have a JSON validator. It also validates and alerts you that something going wrong with your JSON or the sample data. So I'll do a sample alert creation, and this is a data that I'm looking at right now is US based sales order data. It's the products sold in different stores across US, different regions. And what I'm trying to look at is the order quantity, that are how many orders are getting sold across these different stores and regions in US. I'm trying to look at if there is any pattern, are there any outliers that I can identify if there is a change in the order volume, and if at all there is an anomaly, I would like to look for an answer what's going on. So the data that I picked up, it is a I think 4 to 5 years of data. It's an old data, so I will quickly preview how the anomalies are looking if I run this algorithm. So since it's old data, I will go back in the year. But if you are doing it for the very first time, and if you have recent data, you don't have to do any of that. You can just hit alert preview. So look, in few seconds, you can see the pattern is detected. Now I'll explain what each of these means in this chart. So I'll just quickly turn off a couple of chart. I'll keep the current. This is the current data. This is how the pattern looks like of the data. And the data spreads from 2018 to about end of 2020. Now, when I ran this anomaly detection on top of this data, it predicted the baseline, and that's the blue color one. I'll turn off quickly the current data so you can see it has learned the pattern very quickly. And now I'm asking to identify any anomalies. So the statistical detection algorithm I'm using, it is automatically detecting the pattern and also the upper bound and lower bound in which we can operate. So anything shoots up from this upper bound and lower bound, or shoots down, that's what the outlier that I will see. So that is the anomaly. So now I clicked on anomaly, and anomalies are plotted on the chart. So you can always adjust this. By the way, this alert is not created yet, and I'm looking at the preview only, and you can do so much looking at it that you can tune your alert before even you can create it. So that saves you money in terms of storage cost or compute, any of that you wanted to do when you ran an anomaly detection experiment. You burn money and then you come back and tune. But we are doing letting you do all of that in this preview setup, and it's in the behind. It all does is running queries against Pinot, and it's so quick that you can see the anomalies so quickly. Now I can go and change any of these parameters. Say I have kept sensitivity 3, but I want my alert to be highly sensitive and alert me for everything, so I can increase the sensitivity. And again, I can refresh and see the preview. Now you can see there are too many anomalies are generated. If you are really scared about your KPI, that every bit of change you wanted to monitor, you can set a higher sensitivity. But yeah, I mean, I don't care about this alert, too many alerts coming to me. I can lower the sensitivity to 3 back, and or you can even do 1, and then that will lower your alert fatigue. Now I'll go ahead and create this alert. I could have given the notification details there, but for this, I will not. And the alert is created now, and let's see the anomalies are generated or not. I'll quickly change the time window that I'm interested in. And guess what? We have identified 28 anomalies, and within matter of a few seconds or even less than a minute. Now I can click on those anomalies to see what are those anomalies. So I'll click on those, and this takes me to a list view, nicely arranged. I can see the metric and the duration of the anomaly, start and end time. It is in the descending order, so you can see always your top anomalies on the top, like recent anomalies on the top. And it also shows what was the predicted and the current value and how much it deviated. Looks like there are some interesting spikes and drops. So I would like to go back and look at some of the anomalies. So this anomaly looks interesting to me. So I would like to see what's going on with this anomaly. So I'll click on this anomaly. Now I come to this view. You can always zoom in and see what's going wrong. Why is an anomaly? So if you can see here, this is a clear anomaly. Let's plot upper bound and lower bound. So the algorithm predicted that this is the baseline or the predicted value and the threshold, but you can clearly see there's a drop. And drop especially in number of orders is not good for my business. So I'm really worried about what's going wrong. And I look at the forecast says, or the predicted value says, as per the historical data, the baseline or the current set of orders should have been around 47, 48, but we have been only able to sell 62 orders. So I will be curious what's going wrong, why the number of orders suddenly dropped while the previous week was showing really healthy. So I will go back and hit the investigate anomaly button. Now in the investigation view, you can always zoom in, look at that anomaly drop and scroll down this heat map. You can go to the heat map and look at what's going wrong in different dimensions, what has contributed to this drop the most. So when I scroll down and start looking at the drops, I can see there is something interesting going on here. And especially in the in-store, there seems to be a drop. And that's the sales channel. The distributor one is doing fairly okay. The online seems to be drop, but in-store there's a heavy drop in the anomaly. So if I wanted to see what's going wrong with the in-store, I can further click on this and look at the different uh, dimensions just for the in-store and see what might be a reason for the drop. There are a couple of products that did not had a good sale through in-store. So there must be something going wrong out there. I can also always come back and see 2 weeks back what was the pattern, and 2 weeks or 3 weeks back. Looks like 3 weeks back the in-store was doing very well, and just recently it started dropping. So since last 2 weeks, something going wrong with this. I will now look at some other anomalies that might be of my interest. And I see that in July 29 and 2018, there was also a drop, similar drop in the pricing. So I would like to look at further what's going wrong with this order as well. So there's a drop. I can clearly see that drop. And now I will go ahead and investigate, come to heat map and see what the issue is. Wow. This clearly shows a deep red in a drop in store, and possibly that is causing the dip here. Now I would like to look at what's going wrong if the data was like this 2 weeks back. Let's take a look at. Well, 2 weeks back it was doing fine, and only this week there has been a drop. And with anomaly detection using ThirdEye, if you're using real-time source, you are going to catch this immediately. You don't have to even wait for a week. And if you do not have something like ThirdEye, then it would have taken you weeks. And guess what? By then, you would have been like the earlier example I showed you, where it was dropping for quite some time. So you have lost a lot of orders by then. And if you're detecting like 3-4 weeks after, then you have lost a lot of money for your business. But using ThirdEye, you can catch these immediately. You can look at the pattern 2 weeks back. It was completely fine. So this is not a false alarm. There's something really going wrong. So now the events comes into picture. So if you are ingesting some interesting events to this environment, then you can correlate and see something going wrong. So let me take a look at it. Oh, there seems to be some pricing change in in-store products. So let me click on that and see. Okay, looks like there was some pricing change in the pricing catalog we did about a week back, and that has contributed the drop. And seems like somebody in the team might have fixed that, so it is recovering. but this is a good insight to know. But I would double click and see what's going wrong with the pricing catalog. And as a decision maker, I can make decisions on top of it. Or if I'm an analyst, I can inform my business counterpart, and they can start immediately taking care of this problem. And that way, we saved a lot of money for our business and time and effort for engineers like us. And yeah, and then overall, the outcome is promising, and we unlocked interesting insights from these anomalous events, and we are able to make some interesting call to action. We are able to take some interesting call to action and make some informed decisions about it. Okay, now we are done with the demo. I quickly wanted to share some of the key takeaways from this session, and also will look for some favor from you. So let's talk about the key takeaways from this. From this topic, we came to know why it is important to unlock actionable insights from anomalous events, and how you can use ThirdEye, and how ThirdEye empowers users like you to solve multiple use cases and multiple challenges that are out there in various industries related to anomaly detection in time series data. And it also comes with a flexible architecture that will let you connect uh, to your custom apps using APIs. And you can also scale and detect anomalies with greater accuracy. So the community edition is available now. What is next? Well, small favor that we need from you in case you're interested in StarTree Community Edition, you want to use it, explore to your benefit, you could do that. You can join our StarTree community. We are always there helping users like you. Any questions you have, we are going to respond to you. You can download the StarTree Community Edition now. If you are in front of your laptop, you have a phone, you can scan the QR code for both joining to the community, and the Community Edition is available. And talk to us on ThirdEye channel. So, thank you everyone for listening and watching this session, and I will see you in the StarTree community Slack.